Alright guys, Supreme Kami here. So let's talk about episode 14 of Wish for Mercury. So this episode was kind of crazy. They kind of reviewed it a lot of detailed things that, especially speculation that we have from early on, as far as like the Soletta equal to Eri, vice versa. So this episode, they pretty much confirms that Eri is not Soletta. It's pretty much Soletta is the clone. Eri was digitally, transformed somehow. Pretty much her mother, Prospera, somehow turned her into Data. That was kind of bizarre. I don't know how she did it, but it's not the first that the Gundam series has something of that nature, where a human being is kind of, boom, suddenly become like Data, or, pilot, like kind of like an embodiment of the Gundam. Not you, Cessna. You cannot. You still a human, pretty much. No, but yeah. So we've seen this in Gundam narratives, where the one that pilots the Unicorn Phoenix, Ruka or Rika, whatever her name is, kind of embodies the unicorn. It's kind of like a man piloting it. So we have that. We have Tieria Arde from Gundam Double O, but in a different fashion, right? Because he was just different. I think the overall, it was just a lot more different, I guess. I can't really think on top of my head what other series has some different, like some similar features, where you have some conscious kind of piloting it, which is exactly this one. But this one, in terms of how they explain it in Wish for Mercury, is a lot more technical. It's kind of like really scientific in a way, if you will. So as far as this overview, we will talk about the big things first. So we have something called the data storm. So that's, I think, the biggest thing that we'll be focusing on and talk about. We have the battle royale, rumble rain, and what happened right there. So I guess let's kind of get started as far as the data storm, how that relates to Quiet Zero, the overall projects that Prospera wants Mione to take over. So one interesting factor is Mione's mother was the one that initially started the overall project, but they never really mentioned where she went, did she die, or what happened to her. So I just want to speculate that maybe she herself turned into some sort of Data, where she's just within this Quiet Zero zone, whatever she's doing. So she's there, like she's not dead. She just consciously uploaded in some sort of like cloud in terms of art term and whatnot. So that's that. So this is why, in terms of aerials, when Soletta is piloting it, whenever she goes even that's why she never have to explicitly say let's go to permit score 6 when she did it, when she fought against the the Shadix squad, whatnot. Like she just instantly pop, because obviously Eri was the one that did all that. She's the one that took all those bearing for her, so that's why she was able to activate at ease, because this is what this is. She's a Data. As far as those gun bits, I don't know if it's literally 12 experimental Ellie that turned into that, maybe, or maybe it's just part of her subconscious dividing into 11 pieces and then going to gun bits. But it's kind of safe to say that maybe they're human, because like they keep saying that, yeah, they have clones, they have clones. So maybe Soletta is like number 13, because we have the very first one, I guess 12, right? We have the very first one that that controls the overall areas, and then we have the gun bits 11. So that's, and then we have Soletta herself. So that's 12 specimen, pretty much. So that's that. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, when, like in this episode, when Soletta fought against Noah and Sophie, they went permit score 3, and they have markings. They were visibly in pain, pretty much. But Soletta was like, she's kind of chill about it, because like Ares is the one taking all the hits, pretty much. So that's that. That's pretty much explained the overall, the data storm, the Quiet Zero, what the heck that is, pretty much. And then why was there, because I think originally people were having those like kind of like debates of like the age difference, because like the what is it, the prelogue have her at like age 4 or whatever, and then when by the time she got to school she was like a different age and whatnot. So that pretty much explained everything. So let's kind of skip a little bit. So let's talk about the Rumble Reign, the battle royale. So this is pretty much, you know, disguised as like an actual battle royale, how it started, but things got crazy, things got intense, people were dying. Student, so this is the first time we visibly see the student were like in like a what the heck moment, because like when Sophie and Noah came on, like kind of Shadi's plan, they freaking kill people. I'm like, bro, they're like the student, they gonna be forever traumatized. Like they're like no shot, like there's no way they did it. But in terms of when they used their unit was not using the, you know, regulator program, so their beams attack output was more than what the colony, like their school colony, could handle. So things went from 0 to 100 real quick. So that's pretty much that. We do have a shot of Choo-Choo. She was still very much traumatized when she was trying to fire off her weapon. Like she wasn't able to do it because she having flashbacks. So it just further shows that how the psychological effects it has on, you know, young kids like them, because they ain't ready to freaking die, man. They're not. But yeah, that's pretty much like the gist of things. And, you know, most importantly, why they were there, because they were pretty much, you know, according to Shadiq's plan, they wanted to capture President Sirius, which is his foster father. So I don't know what that mess is cooking. Obviously he's doing some, he's definitely cooking, right? I don't know what's the purpose of capturing his dad or whatever. Maybe he knows a little bit more about the Quiet Zero, or I don't even know, do they even know about the Quiet Zero? So that's that. I think in the next few more episodes we should see Shadiq cook a little bit more. He may not be the final villain, right? Because I think a lot of people were speculating Prospera, Celeta's mom, to be the main villain of the overall story, which I don't know at this point in time. Maybe she will be, just maybe. Oh, but just wrapping up that point. So the battle. So Celeta, Noah, and then Sophie, they're in battle. I think the overall battle serves as a kind of like a reality check for Celeta herself, because during the conversation it was more of like Sophie was just asking her, like, then what's the point, like why are you piloting this, like what was Ariel's built for, what was the purpose of it? So it just kind of gave Celeta like a quick reality check, because like she's always just kind of listening to her mother, but she never really grasped what they really meant. So she was having like a sudden doubt, like, oh my god, like what is Ariel's for, like why did my mom build the Gundam, like what is it used for? So I think things are just finally, I guess she's finally awakened into a more individual person where she's aware of things, right? Because like she used to just listen to her mother like 24/7. If her mom says, yeah, what you're doing is good, you know, it's obviously right because my mom's telling me, so it's obviously good. But for the first time, I think she has that sensation of like, oh man, like maybe it is wrong, because they even mentioned like I think it was the part where Sophie was like, yeah, she's doing all this so she can obtain, I guess, kind of like a freedom type deal, like she can be happy. But and then Celeta was like, but you don't go ahead and kill people. And there's a flashback when she slapped the guy to save Mione, so she was like, oh man, like I did the same thing pretty much. So I think that was pretty cool, just to kind of give her like a reality check, because like for like the majority of the episode that we have done so far, she is not her own individual. She's pretty much being, she is her individual, but she just listened to people too much, especially her mom. So it's kind of good that she is kind of acknowledging, kind of like, you know, realizing things, kind of like, and then eventually Sophie did die because Ari was freaking killing things out here, because I don't know what permanent score she activated, but the overall areas, like the kind of those parts turn blue. So I think it's probably permanent score 6 or even higher. So that's pretty much it. So she kills him, and then towards the very end, we do see Celeste kind of like tearing up, even though she said that, yeah, everything is fine because she protected Nika, she protected the school, but she was in tears. So towards the end, we do see that people are raiding the Earth's house because they found out obviously Noah and then Sophie was terrorists, pretty much. They are there to trying to capture Nika as well. I don't know who kind of told. I don't know, or they're like military police, whatever. I'm just gonna call it that because I don't know what they are. But I think Martin probably was the one that kind of told him, pretty much. I think. But other than that, man, this episode was crazy. There's definitely details that I missed out that I didn't mention because not that they're not important, but I think the majority of like what to focus on was deeply on that. We have the data storm just talking about the origin, pretty much like how Soletta and how Eri, like how they originated, pretty much. Not really originated, but like come to be, pretty much. And then we have the capturing of President series because freaking Shadiq was he cooking this episode. So he's kind of like the one, he was doing a lot of works with her, but I think it pretty much in context it was heavily overshadowed by finally knowing the truth of Aries and whatnot. So I think episode 15 should be another exciting one as we kind of it should be a little bit slowed down after we got this massive info. But other than that, let me know. Let me know, did you guys think Prospera did the right thing, turning her daughter into some digital data? Let me know that in the comment section below. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys, and then I'll catch you guys next week for episode 15.